The Tommy Campbell Show. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, and it is pouring maple MAGA tears. Congratulations, Canada, on electing Mark Carney. You are a beacon of hope. Canada fought off the right-wing bro shows and the disinformation bot and fear machine that has dominated social media. And not only did Pierre lose the election, he lost his own riding, one that he's had for 2 decades. A conservative got properly beaten in his own backyard, and you can see him fighting off the maple MAGA tears because losing your own riding is like your family kicking you out of the house on Christmas Day. I'll be salting the wound and having a laugh with a deep dive on Canada's election results and Pierre Poilievre, but first this.
So it was reported this morning that Amazon will soon display a little number next to the price of each product that shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product. So isn't that a perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies?
I will take this since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon.
This is all kinds of crazy because what Amazon could be doing, offering transparency, is a great thing. But the idea that the White House is upset about this says everything about the Trump administration. The truth at the checkout is bad. They don't want you to know because many still just don't get that Trump's tariff plan is a tax on consumers. America First is just America alone. And what?
Great. Jeff Bezos was very nice. He was terrific. He solved the problem very quickly. And he did the right thing, and he's a good guy.
Just like that, Trump calls a business and demands that they make a change because Trump knows that visuals are important, and people seeing the cost broken down aren't going to help his deranged plan. It's crazy that Diaper Don can stick his orange finger wherever he wants, and I hope Amazon reconsiders this or other companies go forward with this and show the tariff pricing. France and Denmark already have this star label marking European goods, and grocery stores in Canada are using this T symbol to warn consumers that a product is from the USA that now has a tariff that impacts the price, and it even includes a QR code for details. I do like that it's a warning shape and a T because, well, that's for Trump. In a perfect world, it could have been an adult diaper, 2 pairs of Eric's golden turd tongs forming a T, or the international mark of shame, a MAGA hat. Companies, put your tariff prices out there. Shame Donald Trump for trying to hide the truth. This moron is so against woke that he falls asleep at every opportunity to own the libs. Remember all those tweets hyping the Pope's funeral? Well, he couldn't keep his eyes open. This guy could, though. Trump is always passing out. I wonder how many times he's been sleep teabagged by now and doesn't know it. Also, the Pope's bedroom, Joel Osteen's home. Any questions? Subscribe. Good evening, I'm Tucker Carlson, and tonight I'd like to talk to you about the election in Canada. There was a huge upset for the people that get their facts from Joe Rogan, Donald Trump, and right-wing influencers funded by Russia. Oh, let's all vote for the super intelligent guy, the one with the PhD in economics. Pierre Poilievre, or Paul Liver, as he went by before he tried to go tiny balls deep into politics. I'm serious, for more than half of his life, he took the French out of his name. This 2012 interview with him from the Ottawa Citizen notes Poilievre, who pronounces his name Paul Liver. What? This article also notes that he dropped an F-bomb during a Commons Committee meeting, was caught making rude gestures in the House, and was slammed for using the controversial term tar baby. He was also accused of thinking he was above the law, like Steven Seagal above the law, when he drove through an RCMP security checkpoint on Parliament Hill rather than wait for clearance, and he criticized the work ethic of the Indigenous people. Let me get this straight. Rude, racist, thinks he's above the law. Well, the right wing in Canada were salivating at the chance to have him in office, and he didn't just have the backing of the misinformation bot farm that funneled dum-dums to his rallies. He had Russia's other useful idiot, Jordan Peterson, declaring him Canada's next prime minister. And he had the endorsement of the world's richest man and other far-right heroes. In the real world, if you don't do your job, you lose it. And well, he lost the big race, and his own riding to a guy called Bruce Fanjoy. He lost to someone with a last name that sounds like Lauren Boebert describing her hand movements in the back pages of Craigslist with directions to Jason Boebert's No Questions Wood Shack off the 36. Password Beetlejuice.
Yes, Bruce Fanjoy. I'm looking forward to working with Bruce Fanjoy. Fantastic. He will be a great MP. We're going to have fun tonight. Yes, we're going to have fun.
I'll enjoy working with Fanjoy. Is the liberal so-called leader trying to be funny, mocking Pierre for losing his job? I thought Canadians were nice. I was clearly wrong. But Poliever modeled himself off Donald Trump, and this failed spectacularly when the man he tried to emulate started to threaten Canada, and he was just kind of like, oh, wait, I was all for this guy, and this may even be too much for my eyes too close together fan base. On top of that, Pierre aligned himself with the same so-called freedom convoy that I frequently supported and platformed here. You know, the ones organized by self-described Nazis that got the majority of donations from dark money. And Pierre brought them coffee and donuts. He also put all his effort into attacking Trudeau. Millions and millions of dollars. And when Justin bowed out, he didn't know what to do. What he didn't do was get his security clearance. And he had years to do this. When Donald Trump became the Republican nominee, he was immediately given access to the same briefings as Joe Biden. It's this sort of access that Pierre was offered. Without a current security clearance, a federal government employee can't access relevant classified information. So having one is essential to being hired and continuing your employment. Wait, what? In 2023, Poliever declined to meet with David Johnson, the government's special rapporteur on government interference, because, as Pierre said, it is a fake job given to someone who is not impartial. I can hear Donald Trump saying that exact thing. Can you? I'm just asking questions. Poliever's refusal to get a security clearance allowed him to be both ignorant to potential interference that helped his campaign, giving him plausible deniability if it's ever revealed. He did this under the guise of being a man of the people, throwing his glasses away for the first time and wearing a t-shirt. I don't want access to top secret information. I'm a working man. Voters don't want facts. They want stickers and flags for their emotional support trucks. He wasn't into intelligence reporting because his base is not intelligent. It seems that the real winner of this election isn't just Canada and Mark Carney. It's the entire world that also wants to make things a better place by building, not destroying, and by elevating each other. We have seen evidence of the Trump virus go far and wide, but this is an example of it getting stopped before the infection is too big. But the other real winner of the election are the companies that will be cranking out this slew of decals and flags to decorate their incel Caminos and wank panzers like a moving sticker book to identify those that peaked in high school. Truly fascinating stuff. A $60 million fighter jet fell off an aircraft carrier, another huge win for Pete Hegseth. Yeah, planes swim about as well as a Cybertruck, Pete. The FA-18 fighter Super Hornet jet tumbled into the Red Sea while the aircraft carrier was maneuvering. Like, you know, if Biden or Obama were in, these people would be demanding what was the race and gender or whoever was steering the ship. So much for Doge. Like, come on, these people are cutting jobs left, right, and center, so many that it's crashing the housing market, while 60 million just falls in the ocean. The average cost to build an elementary school in the U.S. is estimated around $19.9 million. So 3 schools just fell in the water there. I'm just saying, feed the people, educate the people, let the people have health care. This can all happen if you want it to. Defense is important, but it's not everything. Before Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney delivered his victory speech, he played "We're Here for a Good Time, Not a Long Time" by Canadian rock band Trooper. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. Treat yourself to some optimism and stream that song on Spotify. Thank me later. I listened for 44 seconds, then gave this post of thumbs down. And that's the longest you've ever lasted at anything. MAGA tears. Horrible show. No thanks. Or is this no THX? Why isn't George Lucas involved? I need THX. MAGA tears. You're not a comedian. I love getting this one. My stand-up has nearly 20 million streams on Spotify. I've played hundreds of theaters, arenas, and clubs around the world, and I make a pretty funny show here. MAGA tears. Trump is always passing out, honestly. I wonder how many times he's been sleep teabagged and doesn't know it. About the election in Canada, there was a huge upset for people that get their facts from Joe Rogan, Donald Trump, and right-wing influencers funded by Russia, like me. Canada fought off the right-wing bro shows and the disinformation bot and fear machine that has dominated social media. Social media. Did I say media or meania? Meania. You're being meania to me. Rude, racist, and above the law. Sign me up, said all the right-wing window lickers.
The Tommy Campbell Show is the best political comedy show on YouTube. And I hope you subscribe.